Okay, so basically this is a wood floor, but we're going to pretend that it is concrete. Just so you get an idea of how to check for high and low spots in the concrete. The tolerance of a concrete has to be plus or minus 1/8 of an inch and 10 feet, meaning that the straight edge cannot stick up in the air any more than 1/4 of an inch at any time, or have a variation under the pipe here of more than 1/8 of an inch. So like here, even on the wood floor, it rocks a little bit, and that's because the subfloor is probably not perfectly level, and we're looking to get rid of that and make sure we have a nice level substructure. So you just take your straight edge, and this is just an aluminum 10-foot straight edge, and you pull it along the floor, looking for any rockiness in the pipe or any area underneath it that may look like daylight. And if you find a spot like that, then you stand straight edge up, and you can see here how it rocks. So that means right here we have a high spot, or if possible, this could be a low spot. If this would be a low spot, we just fill it in with like a concrete type material to get it to tolerance. Or sometimes if it's real bad, like this, you have to actually grind the high spot down to get it so that it doesn't rock like this, because the concrete subfloor has to be perfectly level in order for the wood floor to perform the way it should. So basically we check the floor in both directions. We bring the pipe along this way, looking again for any light under the pipe or any rockiness. And then once we get done checking the floor this way, we actually turn and we go across the floor this way, in both directions. Again, looking for any variation in the concrete. If you think you see one, you can stand it up and just check like that, but this looks like it's pretty level. So basically here we are on some concrete that's really bad. So you can see that the straight edge really rocks, meaning that this right here is a very, very high spot in the concrete, causing it to rock. Or you can pull it over here and you can see the light. Like here, the straight edge is real good on the concrete, but then here there's a big gap, and then it's a gap all the way to here where it's tight again. So if you could fill in this area, or you could just grind this high spot area right here. So this is what we're looking for.
So how do you know which is better, to grind or to add?
It basically depends on whatever is easiest at the time. If you feel that this area, by filling in this area, it'll take care of the pipe rocking like this, then I would fill it in, because it's always easier to fill than it is to grind. But if you do have to grind the high spot, you just got to take a cement grinder and grind that so we get the pipe so it doesn't rock like this, because obviously this is way out of tolerance and it would affect the subfloor quite badly. So this is what we're really looking for in the concrete slab, to not have any of this, to have it nice and flat. And if you can see, as I get to an area where it's still rocking pretty bad, and now it's actually getting better. Just rocking a little bit. So if you pull the pipe over and the straight edge over to an area like here, now you have no gap under the pipe whatsoever, or under the straight edge. So, you know, the concrete is within tolerance. So we're really looking for any highs or low areas that makes the straight edge rock really bad.